Hello, welcome to 6:30 a.m. I think if you thought the horror block was over, welcome to the cosmic horror of existing in space. I'm SecksWrecks, I'll be your guide, and with me on my couch I have...
I'm Shovda, I just chugged 2 Red Bulls.
I'm Carrarium, I just woke up.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're like us and you just woke up, or you're in Europe or Australia where it's, you know, a normal time of day, either way, I hope you enjoy this run. They're going to ask me if I'm sure. I think I'm sure. There's going to be a short cutscene before we get going, and then I'll let you know when it's time to get started. So, Shovda, this is why I brought you on here, because, you know, as we all saw in Contact, they should have sent a poet. Well, I brought one.
Yeah, I'm currently in the middle of an MFA program in poetry, and let me tell you before I read this, because this is going to go slow enough, I need to use my degree for something. I would argue that this is not Amphibrochen Demeter. This is actually an iamb into a Anapest Demeter line with some feminine endings. Anyhow, here it goes. The starlet named Astra, the runt of her litter, just wanted to find a spot that would fit her. The bigger stars laughed and denied her a place, so she made up her mind and took off into space. That's a little bit of a weak line. I'll make my own home, Astra promised aloud, a constellation of runts where all can be proud.
Okay, and I guess we'll get started on time in 3, 2, 1. And so here we are. This is Astra in the new Constellation. It is a pretty straightforward 2D platformer for the Pico 8 platform. And if you're like probably most people who don't know what Pico 8 is, basically someone thought of an old computer with old computer style restrictions, like the screen size and palette and size of cartridge that is loaded into here, and made up an emulator for it. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the second time a Pico 8 game has been in a GDQ main stage event, and you'll never guess that I was the one who ran the last Pico 8 game.
What?
So, yeah, that would be Celeste Classic. Some of y'all might have heard of that one. So we moved through that first level with a bunch of tutorials, and here we are in the second level where we have some moving obstacles, and you can see one of the many options to help out players of this game that I have enabled, which is to draw the orbits of those satellites. Yes, those are satellites. Some people have some trouble reading that sprite. And then we've got these moving discs, which have the handy warning sign to say don't step on this platform unless you're ready to die. So what you can see here is we're moving around, we're sliding, kind of like Mega Man. You know, he slides, he jumps. I don't shoot, though. No lemons here, just stars. And just like that, we're already through 2 levels. There are 15 levels in this game. Pico 8 supports multi-cartridge games, and up to 16 cartridges can be combined into one game. So the menu is the first cartridge, and then each level gets its own cartridge, which lets it swap out these different mechanics. Like you can see these springs here in this one.
You know, Sex, sometimes I think of you as Luca Garza on the Minnesota Timberwolves of GDQ. And some days I think of you as Joe Ingles on the Minnesota Timberwolves of the GDQ.
Well, who's the Luca Garza of the Boston Celtics of GDQ?
Oh, I think it's Luca Garza now.
Oh, okay.
What I mean to say, though, is that right now you are performing like Nas Reed.
I thank you.
That's my goat.
I can only live to be anywhere near Nas Reed's greatness.
Yeah.
Jumping in really quickly, we have a $1,500 donation.
Whoa.
Thank you so much, NZ Rubix, for that donation. No comment, but that donation speaks for itself.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So here we have these falling rocks as we move through this cave on our way to find a newfound home for Astra, because I think something we can all relate with is the eternal search for found family and a place where you feel at home.
Right, this is where I start my 10-minute presentation on queer families.
Yes, that's again. I brought you here for the poem and your presentation because you're now a published video games writer. Is that not true?
That's true. I just published an article on Maddie Thorson's Mario fan games.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Yeah, who's Maddie Thorson?
Who is Maddie Thorson?
Some weirdo. I love you, Maddie. If you watch this VOD, I hope you do.
Not live. You're not.
Oh, no, I do not expect Maddie to be awake at 5 a.m. local time.
Fair.
On a weekday.
Time for a quick dono?
Of course.
Yes, please.
Excellent. We have $20 from Callie Muon, who says, "Hey, SecksWrecks, amazing to see you running at GDQ. Keep yourself fueled with some hot Dr. Pepper." Less than 3.
That's a hot idea.
It is a hot idea.
Very
Thank you,
distressing.
Callie.
Thank you.
I thought I escaped hot Dr. Pepper.
No, you can't escape hot Dr. Pepper.
Yes, I can.
So if y'all don't know, you can heat Dr. Pepper up until it steams. Don't get it all the way to the boil, just till it starts steaming. And then you're gonna wanna pour it over a thin slice of lemon. And the thinness is key here, otherwise the lemon's overpowering. But you just need that little bit of acidity to cut through the sweetness. And hot Dr. Pepper is a great winter treat.
I can't stress this enough. Please make sure it's not in a can.
Yes, pour it into the saucepan first.
The saucepan?
How many times have you seen that commercial that you were able to just rip that one?
I don't wanna talk about it.
Okay.
If you too have opinions on Dr. Pepper, hot or cold, feel free to let us know in the donations.
We need a bid
Maybe
war.
I'll regret that.
Hey, Carrie.
Hey.
What's your favorite flavor of popcorn?
What's that? I am so basic. I just salt and butter. I don't do flavor of popcorn.
Okay.
I know you didn't ask me, but I'm gonna say it anyway. And I know you already know this because I've said it 100 times in your chat. And I stole this one from a box of Triscuits that would be olive oil and black pepper.
Ooh.
Okay.
So good.
I always horrify people when I tell them when I make popcorn, I get like the homemade butter version, and then I take half of a stick of butter and I put more butter on that popcorn. My cholesterol levels are normal. I don't know how.
You're just built different.
I am built differently. Wrong, really, but built differently.
Well, the butter has got to just be forming new holes in the arteries.
That is future Carrie's problem.
So yeah, if there's any more messages for the host to read, we should stop talking about our cholesterol and...
I would love nothing more than to stop talking about both cholesterol and hot Dr. Pepper. We have $25 from Uko, who says, "So happy to see Astra at GDQ. Congratulations to Rare Lake on creating this awesome game, and good luck to SecksWrecks on the run. Donation goes to Runner's Choice."
Oh yeah, I suppose I should probably mention this. So this was made by Rare Like Unicorn. You may recognize that name. They're a speedrunner. They've been around. As you might have guessed, this game is built by a speedrunner for speedrunning. There's like an in-game timer. It tracks your sum of bests for each individual level. It's full of handy little things like that, and also saw blades that I can just go into instead of playing the level correctly. To do my job, I published this game under Lock-in 7 Digital, which was the company I started publishing games for. If you are interested in this, it is part of the Humble Bundle for the event. You can go and do every host's worst nightmare and go to the Humble Bundle, and they all practice this in a mirror for hours before they go to a hosting shift to be able to say Humble Bundle without screwing it up. So I'm just kind of flexing by saying Humble Bundle over and over again at this point. It's also available as part of the Steam Summer Sale, which I think runs out in a few hours, but then I added an additional sale for the rest of the event. So if you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, it should be on sale for 80% off. And you can take part in the Gift Your Friends Astra Challenge that is sweeping the nation. And if you're not seeing this on your FYP, then there's something wrong with your algorithm because everyone is doing it.
This is true. I am one of the GDQ social media assistants. I'm seeing it everywhere on the socials.
Also, what are you saying, SecksWrecks? I can absolutely say humble bun, hundo bump. Dang it.
It should be noted, the gifting is not a joke. I literally gifted 20 copies to people last week.
Yeah. Watched it happen live. It was great.
Yeah.
Can I interest you in some hot Dr. Pepper donations?
Oh, give me all the hot Dr. Pepper donations you got.
We've got $5 from Anonymous, who says, "Is hot Dr. Pepper the more accomplished cousin of hot Amos?"
Oh no.
We also have $10 from SRXL, who says, "Hot Dr. Pepper is not okay."
I don't know what you're talking about because hot drinks really get me going.
We also, as I'm marking these as red, we have $10 from Dire Ware Chicken, who says, "Dr. Pepper is just barbecue water."
That's pretty true. You can even use Dr. Pepper to barbecue, like a pork shoulder, slow roasted, and like Dr. Pepper with some chipotle and adobo sauce. That's a recipe right there.
Oh, I gotta write that down.
Hey, SecksWrecks.
Yeah.
What do you do in your free time?
Lots of things.
SecksWrecks has free time?
Yeah, I spend it reading about hot Dr. Pepper and memorizing Dick Clark commercials from the 60s. I think it was the 60s. Dick Clark is the person who told you to heat Dr. Pepper in a saucepan until it steams and pour over a thin slice of lemon, in case you weren't paying attention earlier.
You know, I'm really here to say one thing, and the rest of this is just going on fumes.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's been some mechanics I didn't explain. There was, like, those on-off blocks. They changed when I ground pound. You might have been able to pick that up. You might not have. So here we got diagonal springs on this level, which is kind of cool. There were a lot of mechanics that, you know, did and did not make it into this game throughout the playtesting process. And you'll see some familiar names that were playtesters for this game if you're a frequent GDQ watcher. So, like I said, it's by speedrunners for speedrunners, and it really... To me, it shows just a great passion for this hobby and just a lovely little video game.
It really
Jumping
is.
in really quickly, we have met the incentive for Prison City. Upgrade to 100%.
Let's
Woo!
go.
Could I also interest you in a timely donation?
Sure.
Excellent. We have $50 from Sporadic Erratic. Hey, SecksWrecks, awesome to see you on the GDQ stage. I know you're going to do astronomically well, and your run is going to be out of this world. Better leave you to get started on building that constellation. Sorry for so many space puns. I didn't plan it that way. Thank you so much for your donation. Clearly a kindred spirit.
Yes, yes. So here we are on the second lava level of the game, and one of those mechanics that was included in the playtesting and I gave some very serious feedback about, and might be the reason it's not in the final game, there was an ice level, and you know, I think I can speak for a lot of people that we're not big fans of ice, so I'm really glad that's not here.
I agree.
So, Carrie, what's your favorite topping on your pizza?
And why is it hot Dr. Pepper?
It's not hot Dr. Pepper. It is not. It's too early for me to be talking. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. I can't be talking about food.
You could talk about a breakfast pizza. Like, there's plenty of ways to eat and think about pizza.
I take the pizza and I just eat it. It doesn't get just that easy.
All right.
Care for a few more donos?
Oh, of course.
All right, we have $20 from Pope Karras, who says, as a former Texan, I've had hot Dr. Pepper more than once, usually by accident. This is such a sweet-looking game. Glad to see Astra run. Also, NBA mentioned, go Raptors.
I do want to say, that trick right there where SecksWrecks, they jumped off of the inward corner and then went over the top, that, if this were Ocarina of Time, would be a one-frame trick.
Oh, that's true.
I do also want to say, looking at this level for no reason in particular, shout-outs to Nintendesi.
Yeah, we love you, Nintendesi.
We love you, Desi.
So yeah, about that, the one real trick in the game is when you bonk into a wall like that, you bounce upwards. And this game has what is commonly referred to as coyote time, where there's a few frames after you leave any platform where you can input a jump and still get it. So as you move upwards from the floor, if you jump while in those frames of coyote time, you can jump from, you know, that higher elevation and make it over those walls that, you know, they look like they're not intended. But again, made by a speedrunner, the height of that wall is very specific that doing that trick gets you over it.
I've been waiting 10 years. I've been watching GDQ for like 12 years, but the first time I heard if this were OOT, it'd be a one-frame trick, the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. I've been waiting so long to say that on the stage.
Yeah, so like any good game, we've got an escape sequence here as we run away from the Eye of the Storm on the second to last level. I believe the term people use for that is penultimate, but you know, I'm not the one who's getting their MFA and writing words good, so...
Just wait till you get to the demi-semi-penultimate.
Demi-semi-penultimate, yeah, sure, we'll call it that.
I was almost an English major. That didn't work out.
That's fair. Not all of us are perfect.
It's true.
And just like that, we are now on the final level. So, you know, as nervous as I've been, I'm almost ready to be over here, be over with this, and go get that breakfast.
Can I give you a donation of encouragement?
Sure.
We have, from A17 Tabris, $500.
Woo! Oh, shout-outs to Tabris.
They say if you're worried about not having time to make hot Dr. Pepper every time you need it, you can make it in advance and keep it in the freezer for later.
That's a smart idea. Perhaps
Big
even
brain.
a hot idea.
Can we make hot Dr. Pepper popsicles later, SecksWrecks?
Yeah, I'll make some hot Dr. Pepper popsicles.
Okay, thank you. Would you like one, Carrie?
Why not?
Okay.
I cannot stress how many hot Dr. Pepper donations we have coming in.
The people
We
love
have awoken.
hot Dr. Pepper.
Something for sure.
You
We've
say-
awoken something.
You say awoken, I think literally woke up feeling the hot Dr. Pepper.
And by the way, time. I didn't want to interrupt to talk about hot Dr. Pepper. That's important stuff. So yeah, that was Astra and the new Constellation. The credits aren't very long. We can go through and we can see Air Angel. Shout outs to Author Blues. Shout outs to Murphy Pyan. That's me.
Oh, I went to school with their cousins.
I'm not supposed to know that information.
Shout outs to Uko, one of the donators. Special thanks SecksWrecks. That's my third credit in these credits. You know, we got Noel Berry. Some people may have heard of him. Gruber Music helped out. Very, very prolific Pico 8 composer. Lots of really cool games. Didn't do this one, but did some tutorials, helped us out with the music. And so that's 16 deaths. I'm going to donate $5 per death, so that'll be an $80 donation. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it would be pretty cool. I guess, finally, I have to say, if you like watching me speedrun and you'd like to see more of it, too bad, I'm basically retired. I would suggest you follow these two, that being Carrarium and Shovda. They both stream fantastic content on Twitch. And shout outs to Hard Times Cafe. If you know, you know.
Yeah.